If you're a B2B, so business to business, SaaS, software as a service founder, you're probably thinking about what is inbound sales and outbound sales, or you might have heard inbound marketing and outbound marketing. So let's just break down what inbound and outbound means. Inbound, as it sounds, it's when customers are coming to you and they've expressed interest, they're already aware about your product, and they want to learn more or start using it or start signing up. Outbound is where you are trying to find a potential target customer that has a pain point that's relevant to what you're solving, and you're reaching out to them. They might not be aware of the technology, the solution, the market, but you're going out and reaching out to these people. So there's different tactics. That's where it differs, right, in terms of inbound and outbound, where some tactics work more effectively versus others. So with inbound, a lot of people use content as a great way to attract folks to their platform. So they'll be writing blogs, they'll be writing articles, they'll be going and maybe doing webinars, they'll be putting out white papers and trying to draw people in by providing as much knowledge as possible about the market, about the industry, raising awareness about the problem, and then drawing them in. You could also be doing ads potentially. That get people to click on them, enter their email, and then come in and start a free trial or request a demo. That's usually the strategy with inbound. When you look at outbound, the strategy is usually looking and prospecting, doing research, finding emails of people, doing LinkedIn prospecting, using Sales Navigator on LinkedIn, and reaching out to a bunch of folks and asking for an opportunity to speak with them. Both require different sort of functions. For the outbound function, you usually have an SDR, a sales development rep, or a BDR, business development rep, who's going to go do all this research and prospecting and start sending out those templatized emails that you probably are really annoyed to receive if you're in this space. Both have their benefits and disadvantages. Outbound is definitely harder to, sustain long term because you're burning through tons of leads or people are not responding as much as possible. Inbound is really difficult to set up content. Everyone's writing content these days, and it's really, really difficult to stand out unless you have amazing original content. So content is something that's grown over 300%. So if every startup, every competitor has a blog, why should a reader read your blog is something you need to consider. So that is the basic definition for inbound versus outbound in terms of how you acquire customers. And it also really depends on the type of business that you're trying to run, essentially. So if you have a small account size, right, where they're paying $50 or $100 or that, maybe even $1,000 per year, it makes sense to do inbound because it's not as sales intensive. But if you're doing massive contracts or 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 deals, you can afford to hire that SDR and put them out there and start doing the prospecting. So one is obviously going to have a little bit more resources and capital required, which is usually outbound. But the benefits of outbound are that it can also be consistent and it's easy to start up early on, where you can start, targeting specific customers and start doing that. Whereas inbound, you have to spray a little bit, you have to wait, you have to pray, and you're throwing out a net and you're trying to catch relevant people. Cool. Hopefully that gives you a much more detailed understanding of this landscape. So we tend to focus a lot more on the B2B SaaS side of things. And if you have any questions, let us know. Go ahead and feel free to comment.